news, childhood poverty, Cincinnati's crisis.
Cincinnati's Metro bus system is at a crossroads. Ridership's down, costs are up, and unless voters approve a tax hike, fares could increase and service could be slashed.
Mass transit is a key to a healthy economy and connecting families with jobs. In our ongoing investigation of childhood poverty, Jeff Hirsh shows us how one bus route sums up the strengths and the weaknesses of the system.
On a bitterly cold morning, early bird commuters gather at Government Square, just north of the Ohio River and just south of 6 in the morning. The reason?
To get to work.
While most folks are still home in bed, these first shift workers are waiting for buses. Gia Duffy will ride number 67, the Sharonville Job Connector, out to her job at a food processing plant in the suburbs. Gia says it beats driving.
It's too far and gas is expensive.
Sharonville Job Connection.
Route 67 is the perfect example of the strengths and weaknesses of Cincinnati's Metro bus system. So we rode along with Gia on her 1 hour and 5-minute trip. We left downtown on time at 6 and headed up I-71. Some passengers dozing, others with their earbuds on or reading email, as we ultimately wound through Sharonville, dropping off riders for jobs at various stops like hotels and light industries. It's a good deal for $2.65, but there's a problem. Miss the 6 a.m. departure, the next Sharonville Job Connector comes tomorrow.
It's not easy, it's an inconvenience. It's only one bus that goes out there. And a lot of people work out there, the bus will be packed. It should be maybe another bus that goes out there, maybe 2 or 3 different ones.
Most Metro bus routes come downtown in the rush hour. The Sharonville Job Connector goes the other way. Of Metro's 47 routes, only 6 offer such reverse commutes, leaving thousands of jobs inaccessible to city residents who cannot get to the burbs. Metro's biggest funding source, more than half, is a portion of the city of Cincinnati's earnings tax. Metro is thinking of putting a county-wide sales tax on the ballot, and that's a challenge.
Trying to get a transit tax approved by the voters is kind of like trying to get a school levy approved. With a school levy, you have to convince the people who don't have kids in the school district that it's in their best interest to raise their taxes. Same thing with the bus. You've got to convince people who never set foot on a bus that improving the bus system is good for them.
People like Randy Heimbuck of Glendale.
Fortunately, I live close by, so is my place of employment.
Randy is a regular at the Bluebird Cafe in Glendale and does not ride the bus. Metro's bus boss was at the Bluebird recently.
My name is Dwight Farrell. I'm Metro CEO.
Farrell has been making the rounds in various communities, chatting up the bus system.
Public transportation is critical for economic development and growth in any region.
Metro faces millions of dollars in deficits in future years. Without more money, service will be cut and fares will go up. So, would a non-bus user like Randy Heimbuck vote for a bus tax? Maybe.
It certainly serves a purpose.
Actually, purposes, plural, obviously transportation, 15 million rides a year. But transit is also a highly subsidized social service for a largely transit-dependent population. Fares cover less than 20% of Metro's expenses, and buses are costly. Our Route 67 bus was a fuel-saving hybrid, a 2011 model with a $600,000 sticker. That bus is relatively new, but 1/6 of Metro's 350 vehicles are older than their 12-year useful life. Old buses break down, new buses cost money. If Metro had more buses, they could carry more people to jobs.
Well, we'd run more service to Sharonville.
Which Sharonville would like. That city might even offer financial breaks to large employers to get people to use the bus. But that would have to mean lots of new or retained jobs and net the city more income tax than it loses in incentives. But so far, no big employers have said, let's do it.
That has not been an issue that has come up a lot. If it was, we would follow up on it and do whatever we could to, help those businesses.
And so the dilemma of Route 67. It absolutely helps people get from the inner city to jobs in suburbia and reduces traffic on the highways. But one bus out in the morning and one bus back in the afternoon is not going to change our economy very much. And if you miss the single afternoon departure,
I get a ride.
Okay, do you work past the time the bus comes back?
Oh, yes.
So you can get out there on the bus, but the schedule doesn't work for you to come back?
That's correct.
What if you can't get a ride?
Oh, then you're stuck at work until tomorrow.
Where Metro's strengths and weaknesses come down the street at 6 a.m. Jeff Hirsh, Local 12 News.
And ahead on Local 12 News Live at 6 tonight, Local 12's Dwayne Pullman investigates the issue with a sales tax hike to save the buses and the competing plan to fix Metro. It's part of our continuing investigation, Childhood Poverty, Cincinnati's Crisis.